Hello moms, hello dads. In this video, I would like to talk about Albert Bandura, the achievement and theory he proposed during his life and all the contribution he has made during his life to the field of education and psychology. And then we are discussing about the educational program based on his theory. And then we are comparing it with the CPU educational program we are using in Quebec right now. Let's begin with his biography. Albert Bandura was born on December 4th, 1925 in Alberta, and he passed away on July 26, 2021 in Stanford when he was 95 years old. He was an influential American and Canadian American psychologist who is well known for all his contribution he has made to the field of education and psychology. Bandura studied psychology and graduated in 1949 with bachelor degree from University of British Columbia, and then he pursued his study for MA degree in theoretical psychology at the University of Iowa in 1951, and then he obtained his PhD degree in clinical psychology in 1952. Bandura is honored to be ranked as the fourth most eminent psychology of the 20th century after Skinner, Piaget, and Freud by General Review of Psychology in 2002. He proposed several influential theories during his life. In 1961, he proposed his innovative Bobodal experiment. According to this theory, children are able to learn social behavior such as aggression through observing and imitating the behaviors of other person. Indeed, Bobodal experiment is aligned with his social learning theory, which emphasizes on observational learning. Also in 1970s, Bandura proposed theoretical construct of self-efficacy. According to this theory, which is based on a genetic perspective, human is a self-organizing, proactive, self-reflecting, and self-regulating mechanism, not just as reactive organism formed by environmental forces. And then in 1977, Bandura developed social learning theory, which is also known called as the social cognitive theory. He proposed that individual can learn behavior through modeling, imitating, and observing others' behavior. Bandura's social learning theory Bandura's social learning theory is originated from psychology. Skinner, who was a great influence on behaviorism, while behavioral psychology focuses on influence of environment and reinforcement on behavior. Bandura proposed that social behavior are learned through observation of others' behavior, and both environmental and cognitive factors impact on human learning. According to him, learning is the interaction between a person, environment, and observed behavior. Also, he proposed 4 cognitive factors that contribute learning. These factors include attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. Attention is the degree we pay attention to a model. Retention is how well we remember the model's behavior, and reproduction is the ability to reproduce the observed behavior. And finally, motivation is the extent of individual desire to engage in the learning process and reproduce it. The educational program based on The educational program based on Bandura's theory is an intermediate approach. In this approach, both educator and children share responsibility in learning process. The educator is semi-directive and children make a few choices regarding their learning process. The educator is semi-directive and children make few choices regarding what they are learning. The curriculum is precise, which follow the specific and predetermined objective, and the observation plays a very significant role in this approach. Although the focus of learning is the focus of this approach is learning intellectual intellectual development, other dimension also can be addressed through this approach. The educational program follow a rather flexible schedule, and there are a variety of direct, semi-direct, and free activities. For example, the application of drills and guided participation techniques in which adults say a phrase and requested the learner to repeat and imitate the same phrase is very popular and prevalent in this approach. Another method is reciprocal learning, in which both educator and learner take responsibility in order to lead a discussion. In this approach, the educator usually act as a model and shape children behaviors by providing appropriate behavior and sometimes rewarding the children for their good behavior, and sometimes he has a semi-directive rules. In addition, Buranda's emphasize on build of positive self-efficacy among the learner. He believes that an individual belief in his own ability and capacity has a very influential impact on the way he approached to the learning task. So the educator needs to build a positive efficacy in learner through encouraging and providing positive reinforcement. The educational program we are using in Quebec right now is an open approach which regarded the children as an active agent in the learning process. It provides a lively environment that foster learners' development in different moral and social, physical, and motor, linguistic, and cognitive levels. The children have autonomy and make choices regarding what they are learning, and so the schedule are flexible according to the student desire. Although the curriculum has certain framework, it includes flexibility as it consists of consider learners' interest, autonomy, and a developmental pace. Each child is regarded as a unique identity. Uniqueness of each learner is very important, and the educators needs to respect the learner differences and developmental pace. The educator acts as a guide, resource, facilitator, and supporter in this approach that facilitates learning process for the learner. A daily educational program usually consists of a variety of play, game, and problem-solving activity, which enable children to actively participate, interact, discuss with their surrounding, experience, think, deduce, reason, and finally learn. The objective of learning with the sense of pleasure, self-expression, self-esteem, creativity, socialization, communication, social interaction, and development of intellectual knowledge. I hope that this video would be useful for you and you make the most of this video. Thank you very much for your time and attention.